What's up, YouTube? A few things I want to talk about today. Let's see, how should I start? Well, let's start with this right here. Now, this is an arcade stick that I built from scratch. It is enclosed in a like a, I don't know, like a project box, perhaps, I guess you could call it. I found it online. It was just a piece of steel with a nice, in-depth, with a bevel, whatever. A steel plate here, which I poked a hole in. And the bottom has grips and screws. It's a really nice box. The box is probably around 30 bucks. And, it works perfectly. I have it set up for a PS3. Now, let me explain how this works here. You got 6 buttons. They're made by Seimatsu, which is a Japanese company. The same thing with the stick. Actually, the buttons are Sanwa. I'm sorry. The buttons are Sanwa. The stick is a Seimatsu stick. Now, if you have no idea how to make this, that's absolutely fine, because it's literally easy as shit. I'm not going to open it or whatever right now. I don't really feel like getting into the visual details, but just to break it down on how you do something like this. Each button here has 2 prongs coming out of it, 2 metal prongs, similar to like a like a power outlet jack. One of those is the positive signal, and the other one is the ground. And when you buy the buttons, it'll tell you which ones are what. And obviously, the signal is gonna go to the chip inside that you can order, depending on what system you want to make it for. If you want to make an Xbox 360 stick, you could just hack up a Xbox 360 controller and solder a wire from the signal to the board. It's that simple. And then the other prong that's on each button is the ground. So you're just gonna wire all the grounds together. So you're gonna have ground, all connecting. Then you're going to have one single ground wire out of the 6 of these buttons. That ground is going to go to the board labeled ground, and so on and so forth. It's really simple. It might sound confusing, but if you do a little research, like the Shoryuken website forums, you could easily build something like this for probably definitely cheaper than what you would pay for like a Hori, which in my opinion, all those sticks really suck because they're not using Sanwa or Seimatsu parts, which are, the best parts that you can get. So a lot of people buy those sticks and then, chop it up and replace the buttons in the stick, which is a pain in the ass. You can come up with something custom like this for a reasonable price. So I just wanted to show this to you. It's an awesome stick. I do a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with this. And I have a lot of fun with this. So I've had it for a while and it's held up. I just kind of wanted to get it on camera, show you how it looks and everything. That's not my first stick. I built many sticks. None of them were good like this one. They worked out of wood, stuff like that, but they didn't really have that professional feel. This one kind of looks like a store-bought item, and it works really good. So with that out of the way, I got this bag here which got 2 goodies in it that I wanted to show you. I picked these up today on my lunch. One of them came from GameStop, which I don't recommend going to by any means, but sometimes, depending on where you're located, there's really not much other stuff around. I'm lucky to have a retro store that I talk about a lot by my house, and but it's not close to work, and on my lunch hour I like to get my game fix on. So I went to GameStop. I heard they had this game for $19.99, new, sealed. So I mean, hey, why the hell not? So you might even know what it is just by that hint. But what it is Valkyria Valkyria Chronicles. I'm thinking of Valkyrie Profile, but Valkyria Chronicles for the PS3. Now this game is, this game is like an RPG shooter, third-person shooter, sort of. Mostly a tactical-based RPG, but it has first person or third person shooter-esque qualities. So I was excited to pick that up for $20. You know, I saw the game on the shelves for months and I didn't really know much about it. I have a blog on 1UP and I made a lot of cool friends on that shit, and you know, I talk to them, and any recommendations I make, any recommendations they make, we all take it very seriously, and you know, I respect all my friends on that very greatly. So one kid wrote a review on Valkyria Chronicles, and however you say it, and you know, he said it was a great game, and I believe him, so can't wait to get into that. Now the second game is a TurboGrafx 16 game. I don't really have many TurboGrafx 16 games, so you know, I'm always trying to look for a game that I can pick up that can get me back into using that system, because it's collecting a lot of dust, and you know, all my games pretty much suck for it because I got them all in a lot with the system, except for Neotopia. That game, you know, was a good one that I picked up. So, and after I got done with that, you know, it's just been sitting collecting dust for months. And I had a $40 gift card to my retro store that was given to me by my uncle for Christmas, and you know, I saw this game there, and shit, man, I only had to put up a few extra dollars past the 40 to get it. You know, I might have paid a little too much for it, but I don't even care because I got it. You know, I got it today, which is really what I like about it. And that game, without any further ado, my friends, is this. Air Zonk for the TurboGrafx 16. Now, it's almost complete. It's missing the spine sticker that says, you know, Air Zonk or whatever, which, you know, I guess is okay. I don't really care too much. It's obviously missing the box, but, you know, 9 times out of 10, you're not getting the box with anything. You know, it comes with the sleeve and a nice, you know, the nice clip or whatever. And the one thing that I really like, that really convinced me to get this, is just the quality and the mintness of this card. I mean, it is absolutely mint, except the back, which has so you can see it, those lines from the TurboGrafx, but you know, that's inevitable. If you're playing it on a TurboGrafx, the way that system's set up, you know, you're gonna get that if you play the game. So I don't look at that as damaged at all. I look at that as mint. The manual is mint too. And you know, for people who don't know about this game, it's a shooter. I never played it. I never played any of the Zonks shooters. You know, Super Air Zonk or Air Zonk or whatever other Zonks, if there is any. I don't think there is, but I never played any of them. You know, it's got that feel that I really like with shooters, similar to you know, Star Paradier, sort of like a, you know, cartoonish shooter, not really like all serious space shooter like, you know, R-Type or, you know, Gradius or any of those games. So that definitely attracted me to the game. That's pretty much it for me in this video. I just wanted to show you my new pickups. I'm gonna do a gameplay video of Air Zonk right after this. I never played it, so it'll be like a first impressions video if you guys are interested. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching.